Hi, do you know what today's thought? And today we're going to be talking about New York. We're going to be talking about New York and Donald Trump and something that that I thought I should see, but did not think I actually would see. And this is the Trump rally the rally that Donald Trump held in the Bronx, New York. Just last night, I'm recording this on Friday. It was Thursday. I knew some people would show up to see him. I was wondering how many people would show up, and I knew there would be a protest rally. I wondered how large the protest rally would be, and I wondered. I knew whoever showed up that Trump would get a cheer. People would cheer Trump. I did not know. I was wondering, would it be a traditional cheer or would it be a Bronx cheer? If you don't know what a Bronx cheer is, I will demonstrate. This is a Bronx cheer. That's a Bronx cheer. And well, it's if you're a Yankee fan and you're watching the Yankees play some out of whatever team it may be, and sometimes the other team will get a Bronx cheer, and so it may actually have originated at a baseball game because Yankee Stadium was in the Bronx and still is. It moved from its original location, but still in the Bronx. So maybe it originated there. Anyway, so now you know what a Bronx cheer is. But getting to crowd size, I'm going to show you a couple photos here. Now, here is a photo of before I show you the photo, the police authorized a crowd size of 3,500 at the Trump rally. So here is a photo of the Trump rally. As I said, I was expecting protests, and there was a protest. Here is a photo of the protest crowd against Trump outside the rally. I think you all noticed the difference there. Hardly any people at that protest, and at the Trump rally, there was a spillover crowd too. All in all, I watched the whole thing. There had to be at least 10,000 people there. Now, the campaign itself estimated 25,000 people there, but of course that's a campaign. They could be exaggerating, but they're not going to say that 3,500 or 3,000 people. They're not going to overestimate that to 25,000. So, I would say if they're saying 25,000, there had to be at least 10,000. I Googled a bit. I tried to find an official estimate of the crowd size, and I couldn't find it. But you can see enormous crowd there. It raises a question now. Well, also the number of MAGA hats there, how openly they were for Trump. If you go on, I don't want to give you a whole bunch of videos, fill this. I could probably fill this up, this vlog with a half hour of videos of interviews with people who were at the crowd. But you can go on, I'm sure on YouTube and find them, search Trump rallies, whatever, and you will find interviews. The support, the enthusiasm for Donald Trump, as I may have mentioned, I know I've mentioned in other videos, I lived in New York for 40 years. I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video if I didn't. So the point is, I lived in New York for 40 years. I moved to Tennessee early 2019. I know New York pretty well. And the last place I lived for 10 years was Harlem, which is very much like and close to the Bronx. So I know my formerly fellow New Yorkers, though I have to say that I am originally from Detroit, and I will always in my heart be a Detroiter. And as far as state, a Michigander. My heart is always in Michigan. I have to get that in there. And in case you're from Michigan and you're watching this, you know what they say, you can never go home again. I ended up having to move for various reasons in my life, but Michigan is a beautiful state. Beautiful state. I miss it often. If I could afford it, I would have a vacation home there. Maybe someday I will if I can afford it. But getting off track here. But if you're from Michigan, you're living in a great state. I know you have Democrat governors. I don't know how long you can stand living in Michigan, but it's I miss it. Anyways, I'm I don't want to keep talking about Michigan. So get back onto we were talking about the Trump rally, and it raises the question, could Trump win New York? You see the size of that crowd. I will throw in another fact right now that the last poll I saw, I think it was a New York Times, Siena poll actually, Trump is now within 9 points of Joe Biden in the most recent poll, whichever poll it was. That's compared to Biden in 2020. He carried New York State by 20 points, 20 or 21 points. We'll say 20. So that's big enough. So the question is, Trump has obviously closed the gap. There is still 5 months until the election. And keep in mind that Trump has been stuck in a courtroom most of the time for the last month, which may be, they may have really hurt themselves, the Democrats, by forcing Trump to stay in New York. I'm hoping there's been talk of, or urging, or suggestions, or speculation that Trump could hold a rally in Madison Square Gardens, which would be right in the heart of Manhattan proper. That would be, I mean, talking 34th Street, 8th Avenue. That is, if Trump could fill Madison Square Gardens and I were a Democrat, I would be really, really worried. They should be worrying already with what happened in the Bronx, because here's my point. Could Trump actually win New York State? The odds, I frankly say, are against it, because for no other reason that no Republican has won New York State since Ronald Reagan won it twice, in 1980, 1984, but no Republican has won since. So the odds are against Donald Trump, but on the other hand, 9 points. And the main point I want to make is this, that the reason that Democrats so reliably carry New York and why it's so blue, it's not because of the whole state, it's because of Manhattan. Once you get outside of Manhattan, you get to Long Island, you get to northern, upstate New York, then they are Republican. It's pretty red, up in the upper part of New York and parts of Long Island. I don't know how much of Long Island, to be frank, but a pretty good part of Nassau County, for instance, is pretty red. So if Trump, the Bronx went 85% for Biden in 2020. I don't think it's going to go 85% for now. Those are such steep odds that it's pretty, I would predict, if I had to make a prediction now, I would say that Biden will win overwhelmingly still in the Bronx, but will he win as strongly as he did in 2020? No, I don't think so. And then the question is, how many votes will shift from Biden to Trump? Will it be enough? This is the big question. Will it be enough that added to the rest of New York State that Trump actually carries New York? If he gets, put it this way, another speculation, if he's 9 points away now, he only needs 4 more points, and he's got 5 months to do it. If he gets another 4 points, if he's within 5 points of Biden, then if you're a Democrat, number one, you have to really be panicking. That's number one. Number two, it would be a real embarrassment. Never mind how it would, if Trump wins in New York, we can all agree. Number one, it would be historic. It would be historic. It would cost Biden the election. There's no way he wins if he doesn't carry New York. And finally, it would be such an embarrassment that if Trump gets within 5 points of Biden, Democrats are going to pour a lot of money. They're going to have to pour a lot of money into New York. They cannot take the chance that Trump could carry New York. And that means taking money away from a lot of other states, from all these swing states where the where Trump is leading in every one of he's leading as in the poll averages, the averages of the last several polls, that Trump is leading in every swing state. That's 7 swing states. He's leading in all of them. Now, the most recent poll, Biden is ahead by 1 point in Michigan, I think, Michigan or Wisconsin, one of those. So I just keep coming back to the Bronx. It just, the size of the crowd, the enthusiasm of the crowd, the makeup of the crowd, that instead of me saying what it's phenomenal. You can see I am just flabbergasted. I am just really surprised. I don't know how the Democrats brush this under the rug, how they're going to spin this, especially if Trump continues to gain in New York, and I guess New York City and New York State. That's my thought for today. Your comments, especially if you're from New York, and especially if you're from the Bronx, I would love to hear your comments. But whoever you are, just put and whatever your party affiliation, I would love to hear your comments, read your comments in the comments section below this video. You could subscribe. That would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.